So how you doing? Hey, I think you guys might enjoy this little video. Got a little update for you on the field. I was talking to a farmer, and we were dragging some logs out of the woods for soil testing situations. And I wanted to talk to you about the property line a bit, because my dad told me one thing, but I believe it might actually be another. So yeah, check it out. I think you'll enjoy this one. So I got a little update for you on the field, because you know how busy I am right now with everything. So I just talked to the farmer that was farming this. He's going to plant it this year. He's going to come tomorrow and throw in some seed, some sort of a sorghum type of mix. And so we'll be seeing some sorghum growing in here. But then in the spring, he said he'd come up and get a disc for me so that I can, you know, do what I want with it. I gave him, I told him my plan and everything, and he thought we had plenty of room to do it. So he's going to help me next year to get her planted. But for this year, since I'm so busy, it's one of those projects I should be doing right now. I just don't have the time. So we spoke, and he is going to plant it tomorrow, and you know, he'll be able to use it for himself. But the issue is I got like 2 logs sitting up here I want to use for testing. So I literally got to go out there right now, which it's almost dark. The sun is right there. She's getting ready to set. So we're going to go up there and get those logs drug out right now. That way he can get in here and do his thing tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to do. Get them logs drugged down there for the testing area. Alrighty, so I'm about to get busy here. So this is where that first stick was laying, right across here. I got it out, and the other one was over there. But it's funny how you pull one out and you noticed others that you could take, you know. This one here is probably 15 feet, but right in the weeds right there, right about there, there's a stick that runs from here all the way up and over to there. That looks pretty good. And then right behind it's another one. That other one's probably at least 12, 15 inches. Looks like they're all ash trees that have fallen over, you know? So, you know, you pull one and you find more. I would need more chain though. I'm at the limit of my chain getting these sticks out. So I think what I'm gonna do is one of these days try to get like, I don't know, another 50 feet of chain or something. There's more all through here. So we just drug that one, that long straight one, out between those trees. That little skinny one there and the one on the left there with the paper on the tree. We just pulled that guy out through there. But right here, there's a long, probably 30 or 40 foot stick right there, perfectly straight, just laying on the ground. Just need more chain. You see what I mean? There's wood all over the place here that I would be completely fine with using for soil testing, you know. Now I got some cool news for you in the meantime. So let me show you these other sticks, but I got something interesting for you might like. Don't you love it? Kids just leave stuff everywhere. I think it's kind of funny. My youngest was down here. He rode his bike down here and was playing like he's running a chainsaw. He grabbed a little stick and started playing on this like he was running a chainsaw. It was quite amusing. But check it out. This is our first little saw testing station. As you can see, Muffler and I already went to town on it, but there's still some more there to work with. Now, this is the last stick I just pulled out. She's an ash. It's the rest of this guy right here. So we're just going to cut it up for test wood. And according to my foot, you know, I'm a size 13 shoe. So we're probably 12, 14 inches in diameter right there. So that'll make a good test log right there. But we also got this guy out of there. She's nice and long. Looks like another ash. We'll end up cutting some of these little things off here, you know, or maybe we'll let them hang out and just saw test off of that until it's trimmed back, you know. Saw test off of these guys until they're trimmed back, and, you know, so forth and so on. But yeah, this one here is probably 30 feet long. And we got a bunch more of these that we're gonna look at dragging out just for saw testing, you know. This should work just fine. Now it's gonna have some dirt on it, but I imagine after a while and enough rains, that dirt should wash off pretty good. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't be too bad. But there we go. We got more wood. I think I'm gonna set up 2 more stations, and I actually want 4 stations here. I wanna try to get a bigger log than that. Something closer to 24 inches. So it's probably gonna have to be a softwood, but I'd like to get one that's bigger. We'll see how that goes. But there we go. I need more of these stumps cut into for a sawbuck, you know, and then I think I'll be a little happier. I'm gonna have to move that one. It's not in a very good position to set these up. So get them in here kind of close together, you know, close enough that you can stand there comfortably, but I don't want to take up this whole area, you know, and I want to try to keep it contained because the sawdust is going to end up killing all the grass, and you know how that stuff is. But yeah, there we go. We're ready to go. I got to roll my other 2 stumps that I already made down. They will be for that one. And then I have to get 2 more stumps made up for this one. And then, you know, more and more. Now this is my plans. This is me working towards our July event. You know, I'm here by myself working at setting this stuff up right now. So I'm sure Muffler will help out whenever he comes, but I got time. You know, I just do one of these every once in a while. It takes about an hour or 2 to go find it, drag it out, make the buck, you know, get everything set up and everything. And I just do one here and there. I'm looking just to have 4 stations, so you can see we're getting there. We're getting closer. I will need to replace that log before then though. So we'll have to find a replacement for that one. But yeah, now I got some interesting news. Okay, so interesting news. The farmer was just up here talking to me. So yeah, he's going to plant that tomorrow. So he is going to plant it this year. That's going to save me the headache of trying to get it disked and planted and everything, you know, while I got all this other stuff going on. But next year he agreed to get that and help me get it seeded into like a meadow mix so that I can move towards my plans. Now, that same farmer told me, basically gave me an open invite to come up to his property and gather firewood. So yeah, we just gained a whole bunch of property for firewood. Now I'm going to take a walk up yonder here and I'll show you the farm, and I'll kind of show you the area that we're going to be allowed to work. Alrighty. All right, so I got you zoomed in here about as far as I can go. So it is that farm right there. Okay. So we're talking about all that wooded area up behind his house. You see the main mountain, and then there's like a ridge. So he owns pretty much to the top, or maybe the midway of the ridge. So that's kind of what an area we're talking about. And he said there's wood up there everywhere they could be going for firewood. He doesn't burn wood, and he invited me to go up. And he even offered to use tractor and wagon and all that stuff so we can pick it out in log length and bring it up here and drop it off. So that invitation is now on the table. So probably something we might look into here probably next year, because you know we're good for this year, but you know, definitely something to look forward to in the future. You know what I mean? Now, one thing I want to talk to you about here is this property line. I keep mentioning it's this road, okay? And as you can see, if the property line's this road, but I'm on the wrong side of the property line, right? See, my dad always said to me that this road is the property line right here. But if you talk to the neighbors, none of them believe it's this road. Not a one of them. In fact, so with me looking at this, and you see the angle of how that goes, and then it's got this curve, comes up to here. And you look down here, and it's got this curve that comes up to here. See, I know this used to be a railroad line, and I don't think this road is the original rail line right in this spot, I should say. I think it's actually over here, because the way that curves, it comes through here, and that curve, you know, if it was a more gradual slope or more gradual curve, which I think it was, that would mean I'm standing in the middle of the original rail line right now, right there where those trees are. And another thing that makes me think my dad was off, here is an old fence line. So all the neighbors are saying this fence line is most likely the property line. Now, if you look at it, you can see at one time it had an electric fence on this side. And there was barbed wire ran at one time. But this here fence post, you can see this was one of those fence that had the boards coming across. Well, there's another one over there. There's another one kind of half rotten there. There's more through here. But the things that make me think otherwise is this fence is attached to this side of the post. And I'm pretty certain that this fence, this part of it, is older than what the electric fence would have been. And typically when you put a fence up, you put the fence on your side of the post. At least that's what I think. So you guys tell me. I think that this fence line is probably a more accurate idea of where the actual property line is. And I'm thinking my dad was off on this little area of the property line. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, I think the rail line, the original rail line, was right here. I think it came through right here. And I think the driveway over time got moved over. See, at one time, this driveway was actually lower than this spot. Dad came through and, oh, I forget what he put down, like 10 or 12 loads of slate to build that up high enough that it wouldn't washing out all the time. Because this used to be real bad with washing out and puddles and all that stuff. So he built it up high enough that the water would just run off. And ever since then, we haven't had an issue. But that used to be lower, or at least a foot. So just an idea there. This was one time higher. And if you follow the curve of the road in a more gradual slope, we should be standing right on top of the original rail line. And I think that fence line might actually be the property line. It's never been surveyed. I don't plan on surveying it. The neighbors down here, they all believe it's the fence line. The neighbor right here at this farm, he believes it's the fence line. Only my dad thought that it was this road. So no surveying has ever been done. So we don't really know for sure. But I thought I'd show you this. This is just me kind of studying the signs, making me think that this fence is actually on my side of the property line. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the property line is actually on the other side of the fence, which would put a big chunk of those trees down yonder in my property. You see it? So that fence line is over here, and if the property line is actually just a little over it, even a foot, a lot of those trees you see down there, half of them probably, would all end up being mine. So that's another thing to consider, because that fence line is about halfway through this tree line running around. Just something to think about, right? Now, I don't have any plans of surveying it, at least not anytime soon. Maybe years from now, but that would only just to be, on curiosity. Because these neighbors, who cares? Just take care of yourself and let me be, that's kind of what it's like up here. So, you know what I mean? I really don't have any intention of surveying it, but I thought I'd give you that little bit of history because I do believe the property is actually consuming this much here as well. And I think my dad was wrong. I'm sure now he owned the property a lot longer. He owned it since the mid-70s. So, maybe he is right, but I think he's wrong. Because if you follow this rail line, I'm standing on it. I firmly believe I am standing right on top of the original rail line. So, hey, thought you'd enjoy this little video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.